Hello everyone and welcome to a little bit of a different video I decided to do. So I've now played most of the game. It's in the July 2025 Humble Bundle Choice Bundle, and I'm just going to rank them and give some thoughts on them as a general overview to kind of help you and help encourage you to think about if you want to buy the bundle. Personally, I bought when it was on sale last year, a whole year of it, so I'm just getting it. So yeah, I'm just going to start out with this little disclaimer. I didn't play these two games, Neocab and Blank. So Neocab's apparently like a visual novel from what I was seeing, and Blank is like an art house walking simulator. Now, I could be totally wrong. I didn't play these games, but I'm just not going to play these games because they're an experience. Someone put work into them, and I don't think I have anything to add to them. If anything, I might actually make them worse. So I'm not going to rank those two. If you're interested in them, sorry, let me know in the comments. I might change my mind. I don't know. Um, Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of jump into this and give my thoughts on these games, how they did their genre, so forth. So right off the bat, S tier, it's Cat's Quest 3. So this game exceeded my expectation in every possible way. Um, I looked at this game and thought, I'm gonna hate this. I looked at this game and thought, this is crap. This is for kids. This is bad. But what I got was actually a pretty good game. So first off, the interesting thing about it is it actually has a pretty in-depth combat system. Like it has, it reminds me of a little bit like the Tales games. There's weapon combos. You can kind of like do a fighting game style, do a shuriken and then punch them into the shuriken kind of thing. I don't 100% know if you can do that. I don't know. It just made sense in my head. I don't play fighting games. I'm not good at them. If you'd like to see me fail at fighting games, let me know in the comments. But anyways, so I had a lot of fun with it. It had a very unique looking art style. It had a very unique looking world. Um, it had a little bit of a couple different genres going for it. Like it's clearly an RPG, but it's got some pretty in-depth combat that would be right at place in a lot of beat 'em ups or even a Souls game a little bit. I kind of felt that. I immediately took on an optional boss. I beat it 3 levels early, and it was a hard fight, but I also felt like I could have done it 4 or even 5 levels early just by doing theoretically perfect gameplay. And the only thing I didn't like about it is the cat puns. Like when I was reading the dialogue, it was twisting my tongue because like Paulicious, those kind of puns, and wasn't too big on that. I also don't 100% know if I was doing it right with upgrading my weapons like crazy, which I did before fighting the optional boss. But yeah, overall it feels really good to play. It looks fun. I would probably play more of it. So let me know if you're interested in the comments. Next up is Ever After Falls. I'm putting this in the A category because homage or ripoff. So this game knows exactly what it is. In the dialogue, it tells you what it is. This is Stardew Valley. This is what do you call that? Harvest Moon. This is Animal Crossing. It's a bunch of games you've already played. Its art style is slightly different, although pretty fluid and interesting. And I do respect what it did. It did its genre well, and I really like the map. More games need a map like that. However, I wasn't too hot on the NPCs moving around so much, but maybe I'm just gonna get used to that, and I'm like supposed to know the schedules. Also, while I haven't played Stardew Valley, I have watched a few people play it, and I understand the energy economy is a big thing in that game. And as near as I can tell, Ever After Falls doesn't have that. So while there is a timer, and that personally causes me a little bit of anxiety, because what if I'm not doing something in time? What if I'm missing stuff? The usual overthinkers thing. It at least isn't going to completely ruin me if I'm doing the wrong thing on the wrong day, because as I use up all my energy and I should have been doing something else, and there's no way to even slightly course correct. So it gets an A from me because it seems perfectly competent in what it wants to be, but it's not really anything new. Like you know what that is. You played that game before. um, Next up is going to be Death's Door. So I'm putting this in a B tier, and you might disagree with this. So first off, once again, this knows what it wants to be. This is a Soulsborne game. It's in a 2.5D world, which is a little different from a lot of the Souls game style games. There's been a lot of 2D Souls games, Souls-like games. It's I In the thumbnail I jokingly call it Burba Souls, and it kind of is like that's the thing. We've had Rat Souls or Mouse Souls. We've had all kinds of souls now, but this one was Bird Souls, and I the combat was fine. I was enjoying the game, but I was the puzzles just aren't my thing. Like I'm okay, so I will freely admit I had a very my brain just completely failed that puzzle. Like I did not figure it out at all. Like I read the hint and the hint makes sense in retrospect and I feel really dumb for not getting it. But at the same time, like they could have very easily set up a tutorial where you just like discover that naturally, that if you shoot your arrows through the fire, they take on a fire effect. You very easily could have discovered that naturally and not even needed the hint. This isn't really a criticism of the game so much as it is like they could have just done that better. So like if you like Soulsborne games, you like 2.5D games, you want to play Burbs as a Souls game, like go ahead. Personally, I think it's a competent Soulsborne game, but like it's not like the peak of Soulsborne. Like I think I've played better Soulsborne games in this kind of style before, so it's getting a B. It's if you like this game, like let me know what I'm missing out on because I didn't get to any of the the three bosses that seem to like unlock the final stages of the game. So maybe if I got to them, I would totally change my mind. But yeah, I also I thought it was gonna be like completely off the rails and like you could basically fight the bosses in any order, but then the game kind of tells you you're supposed to do it in this order, and I don't know if there was any real advantages, and that's a big part of Souls games for me, like being able to break the game in half and do a bunch of weird stuff. So I'm going to I'm going to freely admit, like I probably needed to put another hour into this game before I could rank it, and it might have bumped up to A, but it could have also bumped down to C if there was another instance where I just didn't get the puzzle. I don't know. Anyways, so Wizard with a Gun. I'm gonna throw this one into B as well. And this one's a little bit of a strange one because like the moment I started playing this game, I'm like, am I playing Don't Starve? It was very reminiscent of Don't Starve, like the art style, the world, how old. But then also like there was this weird anime opening that made me think it was going to be a little more actiony than it was. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I feel like Wizard with a Gun is if someone modded Don't Starve into being Enter the Gungeon, and I don't know if I actually care about that. Also, so the permanent buildings you build in like the place where time gets it's dialed back and all that stuff, the base building aspects. I didn't really get into that. Maybe it's really intricate and interesting, but like I um I kind of have like a FOMO and all of that stuff really bad. So I'm like, am I building this in the right place? Am I going to lock myself out of some big building later? This is just like my anxiety speaking. This isn't going to apply to everyone, but yeah. It was a pretty competent game. The gameplay felt fine. The world was fine, and it was generally guiding me well enough. However, it has this weird, like I said, it's first and foremost feels like Don't Starve, and like I don't really jive with that kind of gameplay. Like I don't hate it, but it's just not my thing. Like I don't like I don't like exploring the world over and over again, looking for things and then having things slightly change, and it's just not my thing. Like it kind of works more if the game's arcadey, like Binding of Isaac as an example. But for these kind of games where there's going to be persistent gameplay and stuff, I'm not sure I like it. But yeah, it's a perfectly competent game, and if you've ever thought I want a more action-oriented Don't Starve, this might actually just be the game for you. Like it's not a bad game at all. So, Daemon X Machina. I'm really struggling on B or C. So I really don't want to offend anyone. This is a perfectly competent mecha shooter kind of game, but from what I played of it, I wasn't too like I was just kind of bored. Like the combat, like there was no it was lacking like how do I put this? It was lacking feedback. Like there was no weight to the combat. I kind of just floated around hitting buttons and things died. I didn't feel like there was epic battles. It didn't have a weight to the combat. It didn't have anything to the combat. I was just running around pressing buttons. I was never really in any danger, and I was listening to so much dialogue. Like I guess so I've never actually played Armored Core, but like as near as I can tell from the reviews, go play Armored Core. If you played Armored Core, then maybe come back for this one. Also, my main reference is actually the Ace Combat series, where like where you know like there's a weight and a feel to the combat that's really interesting that keeps it engaging even when you're technically just doing the same thing over and over again. This seems to be lacking. Also, they just introduced so many characters so quickly, and all of them seemed like well, not all of them, but most of them seemed like anime stereotypes, and I didn't like a single one of them. Like, it almost feels like Dynasty Warriors, the way they're just throwing characters at you every map. Who are you? What are you doing? Why are you here? And yeah, also like the when they gave the tutorial for fighting giant enemies, like that's not supposed to be boring. There's supposed to be weight and an epic feel to it. My go-to for that's always the tutorial of Nier Automata. Like I feel like they kind of ripped that game off. Like giant enemy comes over the horizon and tries to crush you, but it had none of the weight. It had none of the threat. I was basically behind it, and it was targeting my allies the whole time while I just sat there and shot. And then like a cutscene comes in, and these super amazing tough anime guys come and blow it up with ease, and it's just like, come on, come on, let me be the hero, let me blow things up, give me feedback. I wanna, as an example, like here's what they should have done, in my opinion. Like I should have just plunged my unit straight through its heart, cutting its heart out, and then like I get a huge amount of vibration on my controller, and it blows up around me as I charge through it. Now that would have been cool. I don't know if they couldn't do it with the game engine or what, but yeah, like I don't know. And like even stuff that should have been fun, like blowing up buildings and stuff, it felt like it lacked weight. Like it almost felt a little like a really old game I played, Zoid's Combat something maybe. It was on the GameCube. It was from probably decades ago. And honestly, that game felt better because like similar thing going on. Like you pilot giant mechas, you fight, have you have weapons, and then you can. But it just felt so much better in that game from a decade ago on the GameCube, and that's not good. And also, I was not a fan of how the flying felt. It never really felt right to me. Like, I felt better sliding around on the ground than I did flying, which isn't great in a game that seems to encourage a lot of flying. Okay, so this one's so that's I don't know. Like, I kind of ranted on this one a lot just because if I was okay, so I'm just gonna redo this really quick. So here's how I expected my ranking to go. Like, I expected something along the lines of this. Um, So this is how I thought it was going to be distributed. I thought Daemon X Mechana was going to be an awesome, fun game. I thought Ever After Falls was going to be great. Death's Door was going to be great. Wizard with a Gun was going to be great. I thought I'd hate Cat's Quest, but we kind of did the exact opposite of that to the yeah. So basically, like Daemon X Mechana, it just really betrayed my expectations. I wanted this game to be better, and also apparently there's some DLC stuff to it too, which I didn't obviously get to, but yeah. Um. Anyways, Rogue Trader. I'm having trouble with this one, so I'm gonna give it a B. And I want you guys to understand that this is nothing against the game. It's my personal opinion. I'm not, if you love this game, it can be your ass, okay? So it's an Owlcat game. It's an RPG. And with those games, I definitely struggle with the fact that I feel like I need to read a couple of guides before I even make my characters because I'm doing it wrong if I don't. I have Kingmaker. I have the other one, the Crusade Against Demon one. Um, I've tried to start these games multiple times, usually after reading a bunch of guides, and I immediately always fall off because too many choices. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Can I even continue into the late game? So for me, like that's what holds this game back. Now, if that's your thing, if you like Owlcat RPGs, it's almost immediately going to be an A. If you like Owlcat RPGs and you want Warhammer, it's probably going to be an S. Although that being said, boy was the tutorial cliche. Like every time a character walked up to me, I kind of knew what they were going to be. And I don't know, like my gold standard for this kind of stuff is actually probably Dragon Age, where you get your combat tutorial, you get an idea of what the world's going to be, you get some practice with combat, and then they toss you out into the actual story. But we were 45 minutes into that game, and I barely even did anything in combat. Like the NPCs were absolutely annihilating everyone, and I don't know. I could have just not been there. That could have been one long cutscene, and it would have got me the exact same experience. Also, there was a lot to read, like more than I read, obviously, and that's That's kind of a problem. And I don't know. Definitely not a game I would. I mean, I probably wouldn't stream this game if I'm being honest. Um, so basically, the way. So like, I don't think there was necessarily a absolutely bad game in the Humble Bundle. I didn't put an F here, obviously. So like I feel like July 2025 was actually a pretty good Humble Bundle month. If you're looking for it and even two of these appealed to you, it's probably going to give you value. I swear to God, I saw. One second, let me bring Steam up. Uh, okay, so you're not going to see Steam. I'm just going to check real quick. I think Damon X. Yeah, they're actually trying to sell Damon X Machinima, right? Machinima, whatever, for $49. Oh, okay. Actually, hmm, yeah, no. So the DLC, and there is a lot of DLC, is $100. Like what even? This game isn't that good. Even the reviews are mixed. Some people say if you can get into it some people in the reviews say if you go longer, it's eventually you just start liking it. But I don't believe that's going to be the case. But yeah, the reviews are mixed, which is coming off of very positive, which is probably a shame. Like maybe this was targeted at someone else. I don't know. Anyways, the whole time I was playing the game, I just thought, why am I not playing Dynasty Warriors Gundam or a couple of other, or Armored Core or a lot of other games that were probably just better, honestly. So yeah, as I was saying, like they're trying to sell this game for $50. So if you want this game, get the July bundle. In fact, if you want most of these games, just get the July bundle. If you want two of these games, you're probably going to make your money back. I would say they're all fun and worth at least a try. I don't really know about these two, obviously, because I didn't play them. But overall, I think it was a really good month, and I'd probably recommend you get this month. Like, honestly, Cat's Quest alone, I mean, if you jive with this game, this made the bundle worth it. If you want if you want another one of another Harvest Moon or another Animal Crossing, it's worth it for this bundle's worth it. If you're looking for more Soulsborne, it's in here. If you've always wondered what would be a Klee game with a bit of more Gungeon in it, that's weirdly enough in this bundle. If you love Warhammer and Owlcat CRPGs, go ahead. I'm really happy with this bundle. I think it's one of their better months in recent memory, honestly. Let me real quick bring that up. I just want to see what some of their recent ones were to just give a comparison. So this is how do I see them? So as an example, compared to June last month, wasn't a hugely into Bolt Gun. Legend of Kane, like these are well-known games, but like they're kind of old. Nobody Wants to Die sounded interesting, didn't play it. Dungeons of Hinterberg, yeah, so forth. The Scurry Ritual actually is the one that probably interested me the most, but yeah, as a comparison, I'd say this one exceeds it's June. I can't just scroll down further, please. I don't like how they did their website. But let's also throw in May. So Amnesia, it's a well-known series. Not really into it. All this stuff, like honestly, oh, Star Wars Bounty Hunter was the big one in this one for me. Corpse Keeper sounded interesting, but then I saw it and I hated it. Anyways, May probably exceeds it. Honestly, like I feel like this was a really good month for Humble Bundle, and I'd recommend it. All right, everyone. I hope I've saved you some time and money if you didn't like any of these games, and if you did like these games, also save some time and money because like it's ridiculous they're trying to sell this Demon X Mechana for $50 when you can just get it in the humble choice. So yeah, I'll do this again next month. However, I'll be much quicker about it because I kind of started doing this halfway through the month, so I'm a little late. I'm gonna try to get the full humble bundle, like all the games played before the start of the month, and then I'm going to do basically the exact same thing I'm doing here. And yeah, if you're interested in that, subscribe, like, comment, follow, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.